This is it. This is the finale of Mutiny Motorsport Season 12, where we've been driving the Formula Inter car all around the world, and we're in the last spot. If you didn't already watch the sprint race, we're in Londrina, long track. It's not the short track, this is the long one, and we are going to find out who is going to be crowned champion. This has gone down to the wire. Oh, exciting stuff here, guys. Let's have a look at the track then. So we got three beautiful sectors. As you can see, such long straights, some flowing corners right at the beginning, but then it tightens into this first like S-bend. Got a couple of big hairpins at the end just to cement everything around. There is 10 of these beautiful corners over 3.1 kilometers, and let's have a look at qualifying.
It was a tight qualifying session until Kumsum put in his lap like he normally does. So Kumsum in first, T-Tar behind him in second, Debug, John D, Garrett O'Brien, and Viltech. Remember, Debug, Garrett, and Viltech all separated by only 3 points coming out of the sprint for the championship. And you have Old Boy Bob, Shattered Compass, Orange, NDF, Leclerc, and Bumblebee. So again, the points are Garrett and Viltech tied on 101 points, Debug just behind them on 98, and with him starting up the road, that puts him potentially in the captain's seat to win this championship.
And Garrett's the one with the momentum, remember, he won the sprint race, Debug in second, so those two have some serious momentum going with them into this final race of the season.
And if that sprint was any indication, I mean, just super tight up in the top. I mean, even 8 or 9 drivers, people passing. This track actually lended itself pretty well to some good racing. There's some heavy braking zones out of some corners, some tricky corners here. So now a little bit more time to stretch their legs with a longer race distance. We will see how it goes.
We will indeed, as we're watching the disruptors up front. They're not in the championship battle. Kumsum was for the longest time, but all his DQs and everything have kind of taken him, not disqualifications, all his disconnections have taken him out of contention. And TTAR, reigning champion, but definitely not going to take back-to-back titles here. It is third place man that is looking hungry right now, following them around the final corner.
Yeah, approaching the line.
This great overhead shot here from the director as they're all coming down. Where is the line? There it is. They are going. They're going, and in the middle, already some argy-bargy as we see the McLaren move sideways.
I think that was Old Boy looking for a gap that wasn't quite there.
Old Boy is renowned for his starts, so definitely getting his elbows out there early, trying to pick up some positions.
I think that is John getting up past Debug. That's not what he wanted, as I think that's an orange, or in the orange going sideways there into T1.
Not the start he's looking for.
No, that is not. And Debug is back past John, and it is all to play for in the middle here. You've got to be so careful. You've got to get in front. These drivers, how are they going to play it?
Garrett O'Brien has dropped down to 7th as well.
Look at that gap already.
That's not what you want. And here we go, Kumsum leads down the back straight, followed by TTR, Debug, John, Viltech, ABC, Garrett O'Brien, Shattered Compass, Bumblebee, Leclerc, and Orange.
To the top four, or as they were, Garrett's the one that fell down 2 places there, losing out. Viltech taking that place off of him, and who was that? Was that Shattered? Falling off the back.
That looks like Shattered Compass, yeah. Having a moment. We've seen that in the sprint race. People just coming in a bit hot, going a tiny bit wide, and there's suddenly being 10% less grip, and these cars are on edge.
Yeah, on edge with some dirty air in a fast corner. Absolutely.
Yeah. Challenging stuff out there as Old Boy is being absolutely hounded here by Garrett O'Brien. Maybe Garrett's looking to reclaim some position back. He's going around the outside. It'll turn to the inside. This was the favourable position in the sprint, but he is not being given any quarter by ABC. Looks like he's through though. Yeah. Oh, is he?
Gonna take it side by side all the way through here. This is one of the great things about this section of the track. Left, right, left, right. It really switches back and forth, and the driver with the advantage changes every single corner. It looks like Garrett may just have played this correctly. If he can get in front of the nose of that McLaren, slides in front, move done.
He has.
Awesome work there. That is a great move, and everything he needs for his championship right now if he wants to. But he's still got 2 of his championship rivals in front of him, and they're doing pretty fine. Old Boy getting back in the slipstream, saying, I really want that position back. Thank you very much, Mr. Garrett. Will you give it to me? Garrett saying no. He's shutting the door. And that looks like that battle has come to an end after an entire lap.
Just a little update on the points as they run now. So Debug, he is in third. Viltech is in fifth. That would have them ending tied on points, but on the count back, Viltech does have more wins, so he would take the championship. So Debug's going to have to pick up another spot or hope for a little bit of misfortune for the Williams drivers.
Yeah, he is hoping for that, and he is actually dropping back from the front two. He is now forming a tiny bit of a train behind him, and he's the one pushing all the air in front of him, so he's having to work extra hard down the straights to try and keep everyone behind him. As we can see, they're the two Williams guys starting to think about, maybe having a look at each other. And are they going to give each other any space? Are they going to give each other extra space during this race? Or is it all bets are off and this is championship, baby?
I think if the last couple races are anything to go by, they're going to be inches apart at best. They're not going to give any more space than they absolutely have to.
It's going to be so great, but it looks like, is that John making a move on Debug? And is this Garrett O'Brien having a think? Oh, that is John. John's going around the outside. That is brave stuff. Wow, and he pulls it off on one of the hardest corners. Hats off there to John, carrying the momentum around the outside.
We saw Debug there having to drop in to defend a little bit from Viltech as well, so really got kind of taken off his line, probably had the air taken off his front wing, lost a bit of downforce, so he's going to be a little bit compromised coming out in this front straight.
Yeah, I wonder if he had a bad exit off of that back chicane, just put him at the mercy of those behind.
Yeah, he has certainly not got the pace of the front runners. The front three are all in the 25s. Viltech, Garrett O'Brien, Debug is the only one not. I mean, he was overtaken, but still, he is struggling out there.
And these four are just glued together from Debug all the way back to Old Boy. Just can't even fit a piece of paper in between these cars, it feels like.
No, they cannot. John has the pace to match the front leaders, but they are gone now by like 2 seconds. Even TTR's losing spots, seconds under Kumsam. So that pace Kumsam didn't really get to show in the sprint because he was all tied up with all the gaggle of cars. He is now getting to unleash as there is a move. The Williams side by side. Looks like Viltech has the inside. Oh.
I think he had taken a look at John's move the lap before and said, I think I might be able to do that, but backed out of it at the last second.
I think we all took a deep breath there to watch what happens.
Yeah, we did. If one of these guys even has some sort of a small error, they're just going to be shuffled out and back, and that will be it. The tension inside these cockpits must be sky high right now.
Yeah, there's 2-3+ cars behind just waiting for anyone to make a mistake.
Yeah, and you got the two McLarens sat there as it goes side by side again. Garrett O'Brien is thinking, no, I don't care about this teammate thing. I want it. And he takes it from Viltech. That is a commanding position as we get the sideways Garrett that we know so well from the season, just to cement it. And you can see his right hand down when it shouldn't be. And again, you can see him throwing all sorts of hands in that cockpit, trying to get the car around.
We have seen him this season. These Williams boys have been able to run quite a bit lower downforce than a lot of the rest of the field. So I'm wondering if we're seeing that here as we see that car just kind of sliding around. He needs to be careful though with those rear tires, because if you know anything about Viltech, he's a very smart racer. He can be waiting. He can bide his time, wait till Garrett overheats those wheels a little bit, just get right back past.
Yeah, smart driver in the cockpit there. We've seen it time and time again. And right now, I don't know. Is him in sixth? Is that going to be enough for Debug now? Is it going to swing the tide just a little bit? We will find out. And look at this. John hasn't managed to escape them, so it's really whoever's leading is just having to make that hole in the air for everyone else, and there is no way you can leave that hole in the air or you just get left behind. Lap 7, let's go down. It's Kumsam ahead of TTR, ahead of John, Debug, Garrett O'Brien, Viltech. ABC, old boy, Shattered Compass, Leclerc, Orange, and Bumblebee. There must have been something that happened with Leclerc and Orange and Bumblebee because they had dropped off significantly.
Well, we saw what happened to Orange on lap 1. I think Bumblebee must have found some difficult times since then, dropping behind Orange. Yeah, we haven't seen much of what happened to Leclerc, but he is off the back a little bit.
He is indeed.
Fighting with Orange, actually.
Yeah, fighting with Orange, it looks like, from the timing screens. If you can't see, that's top left of your screen. As again, we're down the back straight. This time, Viltech sizing up Garrett in front of him, but it looks actually like Garrett is closer to Debug. Oh,
ABC having a big wiggle. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering whether he was having to actually take that wiggle as Viltech sees an incident. Oh, not an incident. He sees an opportunity down the inside.
Nearly was. That was a half-hearted attempt right there.
It was indeed, and he just maybe not remembering how much Garrett likes to just park it on the apex, get the car sideways and move, as we see TTR now falling back. Only half a second off, but look how it's drifted him off the back of Cumbersome and into the clutches of John, really. There he is on this overhead shot. He is halfway house between the two, falling back towards that third place. This is not going to go well. He needs to find some more pace here to keep second place.
Debug's starting to look a little racy there on the back of John. I mean, he was taking a little bit of a peek there into the chicane, just a little bit of a peek there to that long left-hander. I keep my eyes on him into this, down this back straight and into the final long, sweepy left-hand corner.
And they go through the chicane, and Debug has a moment in the Williams touch. They're side by side. Oh,
my goodness.
Garrett being shuffled out. Unbelievable that they didn't collide and send each other off. But that small thing from Debug, that small moment, has caused chaos amongst the three championship rivals. As Viltech spots his moment.
And ABC looking to go past Debug. That's going to make... Yeah.
Oh, and Debug is off. Touch the wall, or was that just going wide? Let's see if we can see him in the back. I can't see him right now.
So yellow flag's out. Yellow flag just got cleared.
Okay.
Yeah, that was for Debug's spin, going wheel to wheel with ABC in that fast corner. Don't know if he lost it on his own, or if there was anything else to that. That could spell the end of his day now. About 8 seconds off of the back of Garrett.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough cookie to catch back up. And so now 3 turn into 2 for the moment. But anything can happen. We have seen the front runners do it, as we again see Garrett O'Brien get that car out sideways, get the rotation done early, slam his foot down into the floor. And now he's got to try and keep ahead of ABC, who is not giving two things to the flying winds of the championship battle ahead of him, and is applying all the pressure that he can as they go super wide, and that will be somewhere they have to look out for track limits penalties.
Yeah, using all the track and maybe a little bit more. I think you can use up to the edge of that curb, but it's so easy to go over. You only get the 3 warnings for a 30-minute race or so. You could run into issues if you're not careful.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be scary for these drivers. Like you said, only a few attempts to get it wrong, and that could cause spell. Even if you're up front and clear of everyone, a penalty could really cause chaos for you. Oh boy, still applying the pressure here, keeping lap times similar to the guys in front, as we finally see our leader here, Cumbersome, in a championship that could have been. He is signed out. He is signed out and gone 4 seconds up the road, and it's TTAR falling into the clutches of John still, as Debug is now starting to catch Shattered Compass. So there's been a moment for Shattered as well.
Debug just needs to stay into this, because I don't know if he'd have been able to see any of the replay screens around the track, but he would have seen those 2 Williams cars in front of him basically almost take each other out. So this race is not over. I mean, I think the question was asked, are they going to race clean? And they have raced clean, but it's definitely not been safe.
Yeah, they are giving everything as they go sideways again, in track limits this time, down the back straight. You've got to think they're probably running similar wing levels. Would they have even practiced together in the final moments before this race? Or would they have gone their separate ways and tried to make their own setups? when the heat gets on, what was cooking in the kitchen. We'll find out.
Garrett's been really aggressive with the curbs in this final sector. You'll see here, sometimes he'll jump up over it to kind of hook the wheel inside to make it turn, and just sawing at that wheel.
Is the way he's been driving this Formula Inter car has been a bit like we've seen from Kumsam in previous seasons, just everything all the time, 100% maximum. As he goes up, he's going to take the inside for T1, but that will turn to the outside for T2. Viltech gives him plenty of space down the straight, and he may have even made the move sticky. Oh, he slams the door. That is a great overtake there. Saw the opportunity out of the final turn. And again, sideways, sideways, sideways. Viltech's got to do that work all over again.
You mentioned the rear tires earlier on Garrett, how that could be a worry for him later in the race. I'm just looking at the track temperature right now. 28 degrees is not the hottest we've seen. We've seen much hotter. And I think it's going to take a lot for him to fry those tires. I'm not sure if it's going to be a worry at the end of the race or not.
So far, seems to be working for him. I mean, he has not stopped sliding around, so he must be comfortable with where the car's at.
Yeah, and his lap times have been consistently, like, I would say high 25s on the most part, which has been a great indicator. His speed is just a bit slower than the guys in front, and that seems to be why he's dropping off the back of John here. And his battling as well has not helped him. These two, they're slowing each other down, but letting the leaders get away.
That's okay. I mean, they know what they need to do, especially with Debug dropping back. They just need to beat each other. No other goal today for them other than just finish in front of your teammate. That's all they need to do. John hounding Titar here.
Yeah, it is going as Titar gets it as sideways as Garrett has, and again and again. And it keeps getting more sideways as you look at him. And John is just driving so clean, as he does all season long. Every season we watch John, just super precise racing. And he's just slowly making the moves. To come down through the chicane, threading the eye of a needle at just impossible speeds in this car with zero downforce, basically. And these three now starting to separate themselves from Debug behind. And maybe, are they catching John? No, they're still not catching John. Viltech goes down. You can see his revs drop, just lightly putting on the brake, starts applying the power to get the car settled. You can see how smooth he is compared to his teammate in front. Silky.
It does make you wonder if they are running different setups, because that's a very different, the body language of Viltech Williams is very different than Garrett's, and now maybe that could be driving style differences, but pretty significantly different riding on board with him there through that final sector.
And here we go, TTR, that looks like maybe Bumblebee on the side, just moving out of the way. So John has an opportunity here, as TTR again is getting his car sideways, and John is looking at the car in front going, I want some of that. At the same time, Viltech is looking at the same thing. It's almost a mirror image, just one group of cars down. Got a car in front sliding everywhere, and the car in front, oh, that's TTR at the top of the crest. Oh, he's backwards. Well, the sideways worked out for Garrett, but has not worked out for the reigning champion, who is losing this championship and handing it over to one of these two drivers, maybe even three drivers, because Debug is still in the game right now.
Debug's still about 8 seconds back off of these two in contention right now. So he's going to need either a moment from both of them or perhaps a safety car to bring it all back.
Safety car, absolutely. That could really change the game here. The track seems to have quite a bit of runoff area and grass, so I wonder if we would.
But we have seen a couple mistakes from drivers so far. We've seen Orange at the start. We saw Titar just now. Shattered and Debug both had issues. Leclerc and Bumblebee as well. We don't know. Can't say.
We don't know. You are exactly right, as Viltech is super close this time. It is less than 0.2 of a second. Which way is he going to try and go? He really wants the inside, and Garrett does not want to give it to him. Door firmly shut. That is something these two have been very good at this season, is taking the inside at any opportunity, realizing the power of that position. Round the hairpin, up towards over the crest where we just saw TTR have a spin. They make themselves over to the left-hand side, and you can see how much it drops away as they go through the chicane. Both cars sliding, even Viltech getting it out sideways, staying way away from the track limits there and trying to stay as close to his teammate as possible. 0.3 of a second, is this enough? Doesn't look like it. He's gained about 1/10 of a second though. So the slipstream is working for him. If he's carrying more downforce, it's definitely helping him through the corners, and it's not hindering him that much down the straights.
I'm going to call out, we're a little bit past halfway too on the timing, so these drivers are going to have to focus in, and it's not going to be too much longer. We're going to be getting to the final minutes of this season where the points will be paid out, where a champion will be crowned. Which one of these drivers is it going to be?
Which one? And they all get a few extra points, which will be more valuable to the person in front as the points start to grow. Oh, there's Viltech. Oh, puts two wheels right on the grass there. That was a scary moment.
I wonder if he was starting to lose focus a little bit, or just I'm not looking at his turning.
Yeah, we've seen it from drivers before. Just drop it, putting the wheel on the grass. First one that comes to mind is TTR in Monza in the F3 season, dipping two wheels on the grass and just colliding with the wall on the other side of the track. If you have not watched season 3, go back, watch it. It's a classic for a reason. As we see these guys again, 2/10 between them. Remember, Viltech gains a 10th last time, so in the slipstream. So if he gains another 10th, he'll be right alongside. He almost
which way will he go?
So they're racing clean, but they're racing right against the limit. Right up against it, and that's what you love to see. Two drivers giving it absolutely everything, staying clean, staying fair, scaring each other maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely get the feeling that I think Viltech is trying to fill up Garrett's mirrors. I mean, you saw him there. He sort of switched sides, entering that fast left-hander. Like, he's not going to make a pass there, but he's just trying to do whatever he can to... I mean, Garrett has been rock solid, has not put a wheel wrong. We've seen Viltech even here where he touched the grass last lap, maybe losing a bit of focus, but I think he's just trying to be a little bit more erratic, trying to get in Garrett's head here.
Yeah, and he's staying so close enough that you can see he's not losing anything by doing it. He's not losing anything. He's moving across late. He's taking a wider line. Oh, Garrett's super sideways there. Would the Viltech have to get off the throttle mid-corner at the apex where he really wanted to be flat out?
That's the second lap in a row where he's done exactly that. He was so sideways last lap, I thought there was a chance he would lose it, and it was the mirror image this lap as well. So it's something he has down.
And yeah, he is focusing hard, Garrett, and he's actually moved across the track and blocked the inside, trying to break the slipstream of the car behind his teammate, his championship rival. I'm wondering if this is one of the first times we've really seen championship rivals in the same team go as hard as they have and been as equally matched all season. I can't think of another time in the Mutiny this has happened.
I think you're right.
I know you've had, well, I remember season 5, was that Shattered and Broadchen in the same team? Pretty equally matched, but I don't think it went down to the wire as close as this.
I don't think we're, I don't think they were on the same team that
They weren't
season.
on the same team? Oh, my mistake. And right to the edge of the track again, Viltech. Oh, a huge moment there, and he locks up.
Oh.
No!
That might be it.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is what Debug wants to see.
Yes. No, actually, looking, Debug was in front of TTR and Shattered, and he's dropped down again. He's 36 seconds behind, so he's dropped 20
Had
seconds
another
to
issue.
this group. Yeah, there's been another issue for him somewhere, and that is not what he was expecting going into this race, considering how strong he looked in the sprint race as well.
We must have missed it, just having our eyes glued to that battle.
So the pressure's been taken off Garrett for a moment. He's definitely in the championship hot seat now. I think this will secure it for him, and now he's just not got to make a mistake. This can also be just as much pressure as someone hounding you.
Yeah, this is when you might start to, I don't know, take it a little bit easier in the corners, not push as hard, but then you get out of the rhythm that you've built up this whole day of racing this track. And it's so easy to catch yourself out and make a small mistake when you're not in the rhythm.
That is exactly right. Senna had the same thing, Garrett, so you'd be in good company if it happened, but don't let it happen. Keep the focus. It's lap 18. Come Summers leading ahead of John, ahead of Garrett O'Brien, who's up into third position. ABC, Old Boy in fourth, Viltech down to fifth, TTAR in sixth, Shattered Compass in seventh, Debug still in eighth, but some way off now. Orange in ninth, Leclerc in 10th, and Bumblebee 9 minutes out. I think he has retired that car at some point because he is stationary at the pits. As Kumsum takes a huge chunk of curb and is still in the mid-25s. This driver is unrelenting. In fact, if I look down the order, the only other person is Debug and TTAR in that sort of time zone. So you can tell who's pushing right now.
I'd imagine there's a little bit of pent-up frustration there, as we've noted. He's had so many disconnects, essentially a mechanical DNF here in the sim racing world, and you have to imagine that the championship may have been his were it not for that. I mean, there was even a sprint where he disconnected right at coming out of the final corner, coming up to the line, and so many points left. A bit of a what could have been, but I assume we'll see him back here next season ready to fight again.
Absolutely. Kumsun is probably, if you've watched our previous seasons, you'd have heard of PVLY, who was in season 3. Probably the most similar driver, just unbelievably fast. And he has ironed out so many mistakes this season, Kumsun, and it has just been his home internet. As this is Viltech on the back of ABC. He has not given up yet. 25-1. What a lap time Viltech has set in. That is some red mist inside that visor.
That is an unbelievable lap time. And when you look at it compared to Kumsum's been in the 125.4s, but 125.1, he is moving.
It is a statement.
Yeah, that is very close to his qualifying time. He was 8/10 off Kumsum with a 124.3, so he is right where his qualifying laps are. And he's halfway through the race as well, as he gives no space in the middle of the track to Old Boy. They find each other right in the middle. Is Old Boy going to take a dive down the inside? No, he will not. Viltech makes up another position and is still, positions-wise, just where he was before, just a little bit further back from Garrett, who's just relaxing his pace, 26.3. He could make a dent pretty quickly at this rate.
Yeah, there's 5 seconds between the two of them, and yeah, last lap there was over a second in Viltech's favor. So we have time enough left. We've got, I would say, I don't know, 5 or 8 minutes left in this race. Hard to tell, yeah. But enough time to close that gap potentially.
Viltech lost 4/10 on that lap though, having to fight with ABC. So we've seen Garrett respond a little bit. Again, if Viltech can get back into that 125.1s, different story.
And he can see him. Did you just see him peeking around the corner there? There he is. The car in the distance is the championship rival, the one you want to be ahead. This is the race where it counts. You got to give everything. There was no point leaving fuel in the tank. There is no point leaving time on the table. Every lap has to be a qualifying lap now.
Seeing that car ahead has got to be good motivation for Viltech.
It is. Being the hunter, always such a motivating factor. You see where they brake, you see where they turn, you get all the information. The track has not changed that much since the start of the race, since the start of the day, really. So as we go on board with Debug, I thought there was a problem there, but it's just the sound cutting in and out. And this is looking like championship over, unfortunately. All the hard work over the whole season in one small moment. That's heartbreaking. But this is racing. You've got to be in it until the very last lap to win it.
I think at the end of the day, Debug still has to be proud of the season he's put on. He's taken it to the wire. He had a good late season comeback, or second half of the season comeback with strong results, wins. It's not been a bad season at all for Debug.
No, he is going to hopefully take this one on the chin and just chalk it up and say next season will be mine. There are two drivers who are going to be saying that to themselves. One of them will be going home smiling ear to ear, and at the moment it's looking like it might be Garrett O'Brien, as Kumsam is way down in the distance. Look at your track map in the top right hand side of the screen. He is almost the entire back straight away from second place, and John's time just slightly slower than Garrett, but it's still 3 seconds back there. I don't know if there's going to be enough time left in this race now. But John's got to keep his focus. Garrett's got to keep his focus. Viltech still has to keep his focus and push all the way.
Yeah, I think we are starting to run out of time, but Viltech has taken the gap down to 2 seconds at this point.
Yeah, not that far behind. I mean, look at that. Those Williams are close, but it's race over. Kumsam is the winner, so Garrett just has to hang on here.
He's round the last corner. He's put his foot down. There's not much that can go wrong now. There's the finish line.
John D crosses the line. Garrett crosses the line.
And Viltech and Old Boy. Is there going to be any post-race penalties? We will have to find out. This is tense moments now. There was some wheel-to-wheel action. Will anyone dispute that?
I bet this is the first time in 30 minutes that Garrett's been able to breathe.
That is the first time in 30 minutes that he's been able to breathe, that he's taking his first breaths now as a champion in Mutiny Motorsport. We just need confirmation as we go to the screen with the results, see if there's been any disputes there, and drivers going to the stewards just after the race, but it doesn't look like it from my point of view. We have to celebrate Kumsam. He has won the race, and we have to celebrate John as well in second place. What a fantastic drive.
Yeah. I think that's almost all the drivers across the line, waiting on, I believe, Leclerc before we see the results.
Yeah, we are indeed, and we got to go through Garrett's results. Just a stellar championship that he had to contend with there. He had to fight his way tooth and nail, mostly against his teammate and then against people from other teams, and then he had Kumsam on his tail for a while, thinking that wasn't going to work. He had other people, he had battles, he had crashes. This has been a season to hell and back, and he has come out on top. We wonder by how many points, as we see him wiggling the wheel there as he comes across the line and finishes his first warm down lap. He must be smiling from ear to ear inside that cockpit right now, thinking, oh, I think I did this. Is this what it feels like? And he's going to get to take this vibe, this feeling away with him now, forever in the world and forever in Mutiny lore, as we watch Kumsam celebrating there. Oh yeah, look at some donuts.
Saying sayonara to that engine in that car.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of drivers saying quite a happy goodbye to this car. But I tell you what, it gave us some spectacular racing this season. I don't think I've seen a season closer than this.
Yeah, between this one and the F3 season, I think that was back in season 9, we just saw wheel-to-wheel battles nearly all race, and the fact that the packs were so close is what made it so good.
Yeah, finding the limits of the lower cars. Here are the race results.
Here we are. Officially, we have Kumsam as the winner, John D in second, and Garrett O'Brien in third, and right where he needed to be, ahead of Viltech. Old Boy Bob in 5th, T-Tar in 6th, Debug in 7th, Shattered Compass in 8th, Orange Boy in 9th, Leclerc in 10th, and Bumblebee DNF.
Absolutely unbelievable season. As we see the final results here, Garrett doing what needed to be done, picking up that championship. Probably flip over here to the driver's results shortly, but I mean, guys, what a season, as you were saying. I mean, how many different winners did we have? Just looking at my stats here, I've got 3, 4, maybe even 5 different winners, just unbelievably competitive.
I think that's what's made this season so amazing, is everyone has found the limit and managed to get to the front at some point. They have all put the work in, and you can see it paying off right now. And we got to say, driver of the day, John D, just calm heads, smooth driving, got himself up into second. Maybe what would have happened if he got away, maybe just his start as we go into the driver's standings. Here it is, confirmation, just 2 points in it. Oh wow, Garrett O'Brien, 112 points, 2 wins, a second place, 1 third position, a fastest lap and a pole. He did a clean sweep across the entire top row there. Amazing, and attended all 8 events. That got him the championship. That's what it takes, everyone. That is what it takes. Viltech in second position, 110 points, 2 wins, 2 second positions, 3 fastest laps. But you've got to see, look at that third and look at that pole. Is that the differentiator there? Well, maybe not with the points, but wow. Debug in third there, head up high in that Jordan team, hauling it along single-handedly. Wins second and third, fastest lap and a pole. And let's go down. Come some, what could have been in 4th place. Shattered, great season for him. Up into 5th, back where he belongs in the top half of the grid. TTR down into 6th, John into 7th. I'm sorry, I missed the rest of them. I was so happy about the front line.
All good, but here are the team results. Unsurprisingly, Williams way out in front. When you have drivers finish 1-2 in the championship, that's generally how it's going to be. Jordan started off strong, but a little bit of a lack of attendance there from the second driver. Nate Delta saw them fall down. McLaren takes 3rd with some really aggressive and I would say impressive drives from both Shattered and Old Boy. Lotus in 4th. Some kind of left to carry that burden. Rodders was in on the earlier rounds, not quite able to get it done. Arrow's down in 5th after the longtime teammates T-Tar and Orange had picked up the Constructors' Championship of the last season, just not really able to repeat it back this one. AVM joining us in 6th, Sauber in 7th, Renault in 8th, Jaguar in 9th, Ferrari in 10th. Just unbelievable. Every single team scoring points.
And how close was it between 6th and 9th place there? That's
Unbelievable when you check it out.
That's the kind of gap we like to see, yeah.
Yeah, and it's in the Drivers' Championship, in the team standings, everyone just giving it all, and that's what we want to see. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Season 12. It has been our absolute pleasure to deliver these races to you. We're so excited to see what's ahead with Season 13 as we go to vote in our between our drivers about what we want to do next. So stay tuned. You will see a teaser shortly. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Stupid didn't trim off the